Texas public schools allow courses, elective courses, that teach the Bible. Now, from what I've read, I haven't seen anything about the Quran or, any other religious text. But, when it comes to the Bible, it turns out that students can learn about it in elective classes.
In fact, they don't want to teach the Quran. They say, that sounds like anti-Christian kind of stuff. So we won't be. Now, the Bible class is an elective. How about teaching Islam as an elective? You crazy, dog? That's not going to be happening in Texas. Now, but they assured us, hey, listen, that we're just going to teach the facts here. We're not going to try to indoctrinate the kids. So, okay, great. I'm sure that's what happened, right, Anna?
Yeah, wrong again, Bob. Because now, of course, you have teachers that are preaching to students, trying to push Christian religious ideology on these students, and they're learning about creationism, they're learning about non-scientific mumbo-jumbo, and it's a disaster because keep in mind, these are public schools, which means all different types of students are going there. It's taxpayer funded, and essentially you have government workers in a way, they're publicly funded, right? Pushing a specific type of religion on children.
Well, if you're not sold yet, wait till you get to the specific quotes. I'm highly amused by what they're teaching.
Yes. All right. So one of the things that these students learn is the Bible is the written word of God. The Bible is united in content because there is no contradictions in the writing. The reason for this is because the Bible is written under God's direction and inspiration.
I love how they're making the case that it's infallible while using incorrect grammar.
I know.
Okay. But that's a minor nitpicking point. I love it. The Bible has no contradictions, except for the part where it says, turn the other cheek, and in another part it says, an eye for an eye. And except for only about 128 contradictions. Now, my question here is, okay, so they're teaching them the propaganda that's insanity about how the Bible is right about everything and God wrote it, when in fact Emperor Constantine had a bunch of politicians write it in a 24-hour period where they put all the different texts and came up with basically what is a political document 400 years after Christ was supposed to have lived, right? That's the reality. But are they teaching them anything about it? Are they having them actually read the Bible? Because it's like if you say to them, Bible infallible, now let's pick it up, can't eat shrimp. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So if they actually had them, just all they did was read the Bible, I wouldn't even mind that. Because a lot of the kids, I think, would then drop the religion once they read it. Okay. But instead they give them this propaganda.
I remember going to church, and thankfully, when I went to church, we weren't taught hateful things, but of course there was a lot of cherry picking when it came to the Bible, right? Okay. So I'm very sure that that's what's happening here in these classes, and they're not like literally sitting down and taking an objective look at the Bible.
Of course.
Anyway, Christ's resurrection was an event that occurred in time and space, that it was, in reality, historical and not mythological.
When you have to say something's not mythological, there's probably a good chance it's mythological. I mean, and second of all, I thought we were just teaching them what's in the Bible. This appears to be clearly on one side, saying it is true. They said beforehand, we will not say whether it's true or false. In Arkansas, they're making that same exact case now, using the same exact language. We're not going to say whether it's true or false. There's one goofy part here where they teach the kids, it's been proven that the universe is missing a day. First of all, what does that mean?
I know.
Okay, that's awesome. But you know why they say it? Because in one part of the Bible it says the day stopped, or the sun stopped for a day and it went backwards or something like that. So they want to show the Bible is 100% true. The universe stopped, there's a missing day in the universe. The absurdity of that comment is awesome. Okay,
and then,
this is taught in schools in Texas.
Yes. So one more, survival of the Jewish nations is one of the miracles of history, and her greatest agony is yet to come.
Now, that's the one that scares me. Because, look, this is what Christian right zealots in this country think. And so that's why they protect Israel and want us to give money, et cetera, et cetera. So now people who, want to protect Israel think, great, right? Okay, we have this enormous allies, about anywhere from a quarter to a third of the United States of America. They give us money, give us political capital in the U.S., et cetera. But look at the end of that sentence. They can't wait for your agony. So, because the whole point is this revelations that they teach, which, by the way, is not in the Bible. That's made up by a bunch of lunatics in the 1970s here in the U.S. A bunch of guys are like, oh, how do you think end times are going to come? Now, they're revelations, right, in the Bible. But the end time stuff is made up. Oh, I think the end time is going to come out like this, right? And they made up a bunch of things about how you get sucked into the, by the Jesus vacuum and all that stuff.
How did it end up in the Bible where now Christians believe it?
No, that's the amazing power of propaganda. If you actually want to be a Christian, bless your heart, read the actual Bible. Stop listening to your politicians, to your pastors, etc. Pick up the book and read it, okay? So now, the last part of that. Look, according to Revelations, etc., yes, Israel gets rebuilt, but they don't tell you about part 2, because part 2 is where it gets destroyed and almost everyone on earth dies, including everyone that was Jewish, except for 144,000 of them that converted to Christianity. So Jews are wiped off the face of the earth in the scenario that they want. That's the best case scenario for Christians. Not for all Christians. Of course, a great majority of Christians are sane, but these right-wing evangelicals. And that's what they're teaching in their schools. What? Bible study, just an elective, not teaching false. Meanwhile, they teach them, ooh, Israel's best agony is yet to come.